Good morning. Welcome back to PWTRN, sponsored by Fleetwood Cab Services. 484-899-9600. Y'all live in the Berks County area, Pennsylvania. Give them a call and tell them that PWTRN called you, Mosey herself. Today on the phone service, we're going to talk about choices made by Americans without thinking about their consequences. At every fork in the road in Iran, our PREZ choices get worse. Good morning. We examine on the foreign surface the escalating U.S.-Iran crisis and why, according to recent analysis, every strategic fork in the road is leaving our PREZ with fewer viable choices and higher consequences. The U.S. is now months into a conflict the administration once suggested would be short-lived. Reminds you of the Civil War, don't it? After 13 consecutive nights of airstrikes, the White House paused operation for a third night, signaling an interest in diplomacy. But officials also emphasized that the U.S. remains, quote, locked and loaded. Seems like it ought to be for a rock band, huh? Unquote. Prepared to resume strike at any moment. This dual messaging, restraint paired with threat, reflects the narrowing strategic space Washington now faces. There are small signs of diplomatic movement. Irene recently hosted deputy-level talks with Oman, a country known for a quiet mediation. But Tehran has shown no willingness to compromise on the core issues driving this confrontation: its control over shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. That short point remains central to Iran's leverage, and the U.S. has not found a strategy capable of shifting that calculus. The administration's attempts to coerce concessions through intensified military pressure have not produced results, including the deployment of ground forces. But that path carries significant risks: potential American casualties, a prolonged conflict, and domestic public that largely opposes the war. Visions of Vietnam, perhaps? Or the Odyssey, which fought a long war itself. Meanwhile, the consequences of earlier decisions are rippling outward. Oil prices surged last week, rising the likelihood of higher gasoline costs for American consumers. This is politically dangerous for a president heading into midterm elections, and alternative shipping routes through the Red Sea are increasingly threatened by Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi critically rivals. Global crude inventories are approaching critical low levels, raising concerns about a broader energy crisis, shades of 1974. The administration public messaging has swung between warnings of overwhelming force and claims that Iran is, quote, begging to talk, unquote. But analysts note that the geopolitical realities have not shifted. Tehran is not signaling capitulation, and Washington's pressure campaign has not produced strategic breakthroughs. Much of the rhetoric appears aimed at domestic audiences rather than changing Iran's behavior. The central theme emerging from this analysis is simple: choices made by Americans have consequences. Each decision taken early in the conflict has narrowed the options available now. Diplomacy is stalled. Military escalation is risky. Economic pressure is producing global side effects, and political costs at home continue to rise. The question facing U.S. policymaker is no longer just how to end this conflict, but how to prevent the next fork in the road from becoming even worse. This has been your Foreign Service Brief. Please come on over to PWTRelynews.kinsta.cloud, CLOUD, and read additional information about this little problem we seem to be having with Iran. Notice Israel hasn't said much, have they? And they were the ones who got us there in the first place, much like the French in Vietnam. You'd think we'd learn from past history. Stay informed, stay alert, be aware of your environment, stay out of the sun, and I'll see you later, Gators.